Hey guys, my name is Becca, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with my June wrap-up. I'm actually filming this video in a timely manner. I've been really shitty at posting my wrap-ups when they need to be, or even filming them when they need to be filmed. And I don't know what to say other than, like, these are the videos that I put off until the end. And most of the time, it's intentional, but some of the time I don't actually mean to. I'm in a mood to film this week, which is really good. If you haven't noticed, I have had a video every day this week go up, which is great. So from, I think it was the 29th of June up until the 5th of July, there will be a video up every day of this week. So today is actually the 4th of July, so happy 4th to everybody. And yeah, my birthday's on Monday. I didn't intentionally do this so that it would go up like every, or for that week it would end like right before my birthday, but it just worked out that way. I just have been feeling very guilty that I haven't been filming or posting videos in a very long time, so I just figured, why not just have a week of my face? I'm sorry. Some of the videos have been pretty good. There is one that I don't want to talk about. But here I am. It is a wrap-up. If you have seen my May wrap-up, which is the one I hate talking about, I'm very sorry. This one will be a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. And, there's only 12 books to talk about instead of the 23 I read in May. So there is that. So yeah, let's, get cracking on this wrap-up video. So, for June, I read 12 books, which, not bad. It's not, like, my best. In terms of page count, I only read 4,497, which isn't, my best. I think I read, like, 8 books one time. Hold on, I have this here. Yeah, for March, I read 8 books and read 4,588 pages. So for page count, it's not the greatest either. And then, so I had 2 DNFs, which I don't count in my page count or average rating or number of books that I read. But I had 2 DNFs this month. I had 1 1-star, 3 3-stars, 4 4-stars, and 4 5-stars. So there is that. And then my average rating was the lowest average rating I think I've ever had. And that's 3.58. It's not the greatest. Okay, so for the DNFs. If you were sensing a theme before, you would be right. For a little while now, a lot of my DNFs have been the books that I pick out every month to read. The books that my favorite booktubers were like their favorite books of 2019. So, I knew there would be quite a bit of duds. Like, I'm not gonna love every book that every booktuber loves. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. Would I have loved to do that? Yes. And I started out amazing. Like, a lot of the books I gave 5 stars, and I'm really happy that I found a lot of favorites. But yeah, they're just quite a couple that I just couldn't do. So, for my first DNF, it was Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I started reading this, and I think I even started listening to the audiobook, and I just couldn't do either. It starts off with a murder mystery. I already know who died, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the mystery, but from reading, like, the very beginning of this book, I already know who died. There's, so in the very beginning, they have, what's it called, like, the suspects talking to the police, and they have all of their names and everything next to them, and then I get to this one character, and I'm like, you didn't talk to the police, so you must be the person who died. That's all I'm gonna say from that. I was just like, I don't get it, but I am gonna watch the show. I do really want to see how the show is done. And I don't know, maybe it's not supposed to be the fact that maybe you're supposed to know who died. Okay, I hate I didn't like the first few chapters of it. And all of the characters are just superficial, and except for the person I think is dead. So there's that. Yeah, I just don't care about the characters, but I'm hoping that with the TV show I'll actually care about them. So we'll see how that goes. And then for the other book that I DNF'd, it's on my iPad. And that's Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Okay. This is a softy enough. Come back. This is a soft one. I might go back to it. I just don't think I was in the mood for it. Now, I did read Uprooted, I want to say it was last year or the year before, and I didn't like it. I don't know if I'm going to love this one, but the writing was intriguing. The characters were fine. I just didn't find anything that I was really enjoying about it, though. Like, I wasn't, like, super thrilled to be picking it up. I would just put it off and pick up something else. So I knew, like, I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I gave it a softy enough. I might pick this up later. We'll see how it goes. But for now, I put it down. And, yeah, I DNF'd it like 20%. So there's that. There is one on my list for my BookTubers' favorite books of 2019 that I did read. So you'll be seeing that at a later time. Alright, so after that, of course I still need my iPad. After that, we have my one star. Because, of course, I'm gonna start with that one. Okay. Up Close and Personal by Catherine Freeman. It's about an actor who is being stalked, doesn't know who by, and so he has to get a bodyguard. At first he doesn't believe he really needs a bodyguard. There's that. He ends up meeting this girl at a party. He ends up really hitting it off with her, kind of, wanting her. And then the next day, they end up going their separate ways, and then the next day he sees her again when he's going to a meeting to, talk to his, agent or whatever. And that's where he finds out that he's getting a bodyguard. And lo and behold, it's her. Okay. If I would have known, if I actually would have, looked at this, because I thought, bodyguard, actor, romance, really cute. If I would have looked and saw that it was Catherine Freeman, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. I most definitely wouldn't have picked it up. Only because I've tried Catherine Freeman's other books, and for some reason, her writing just doesn't gel with me. I don't enjoy the fact that the fights that the two main characters end up having are repeated over and over again. Like in this book, the fights that they end up having are, she's a woman, so of course when he says he doesn't want a bodyguard, she's like, so you don't want me to be your bodyguard because I'm a woman, right? And he's like, no, I don't want a bodyguard. Now, yeah, there are times where I think he's an asshole, and, there are things he says, and I'm like, just because she's a woman doesn't mean she doesn't, she can't be your bodyguard. She's, trained to be that, she's trained. And she was in the military, and she could probably kick your ass in, 2 hits. But a lot of the times it's, he doesn't want a bodyguard, but then he'll settle for the fact that he needs a bodyguard. He doesn't want her to be his bodyguard because he wants to fuck her. And of course, that's gonna be the main thing. He wants to be with her, and of course, if she's his bodyguard, they have to be professional about everything. They can't be together, and and so of course, there's gonna be that whole thing. But it all comes down to, every time he says something, it's because I'm a woman. That's going to be their main fight. And I don't like it. Because a lot of the times, I'm like, it's not because of that. It's because he wants to be with you and you're being stupid. Or sometimes it is like that and I'm just like, okay, I'm sick and tired of this fight. So, yeah, 1 star. No. Catherine Freeman's just not for me. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, next up we have our 3 stars. So at least I didn't have any 2 stars this month. First 3-star was The House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson. I read The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson in May and gave it 4 stars. Absolutely, really enjoyed it. This one, I didn't love as much. I wanted to, I really did. I love the cover. It's just gorgeous. But I didn't love this one as much as I love The Girl Who Speaks Bear. This one we follow Moringa, who lives with her grandmother, who is the Baba Yaga. And Moringa is bred to be the next Baba Yaga. And something goes... Moringa doesn't want to be, the Yaga. She wants to live with the humans. She wants to be where the people are. Oh god, I did just go there. And her grandmother, doesn't allow that. So Ayaga's what's it called? Ayaga's job or whatever is to guide the spirits into the afterlife, pretty much. I think that's how it is. And Marika doesn't want to be with the spirits. She doesn't want to be with the dead. She wants to be with the people. But something goes wrong, and her Baba Yaga ends up going missing, and Moringa has to either take over, or, things just go really bad. But Moringa thinks that she can find her grandmother, and she doesn't need to take over. But it's a journey of self-discovery. There's a moving house, which I love. I do love that. It's a house of chicken legs. And it moves. And, this was cute. I just didn't love it as much as I love The Girl Who Speaks Bear. I didn't really love Moringa. I understood Moringa, I get it, but I didn't love her as much. I did like the fact that she finally, became, she finally, grew into who she was meant to be it the Baba Yaga or, not. It doesn't matter. She had her self-discovery, and she made friends along the way, and it's cute. But yeah, this just wasn't something I absolutely loved. So, that was sad. And so next up, we have... Oh god. Where are you? Here it is. Next up, we have The Binding by Bridget Collins. This was the last book from my Booktuber's Favorite Books of 2019 list for the month. Yeah. By the way, this one was recommended by Gavin at How to Train Your Gavin. Oh, I keep doing that. Big Little Lies was recommended by Amber from Books of Amber. And then Spinning Silver was recommended by Kate from Kate's Book Date. This one got 3 stars because it's about a boy named Emmett who works on a farm. He's a farmer, and he gets really sick, and then it just becomes really weak. And so his family gets a letter saying that Emmett must go to a bookbinder and become their apprentice. And at first, Emmett doesn't want to go at all, and he believes that his family will keep him there, but of course his family's like, no, you have to go. She's a witch, and we're not going to deal with her. You have to go. And so he ends up going to this bookbinder, becoming the apprentice, and something happens, and he ends up having to go on, a journey. Not really, but he ends up going to multiple places and learning things. So at the beginning you think you know everything, but along the way you start to realize that things aren't what they seem, which was a good part of this. What's it called? So a bookbinder is a person who can take a person's memories, like a significant memory, and put it in a book. And so erase it from that person's brain, and it's in a book, so you don't have to see it, you don't have to, deal with it anymore. You don't even remember why you're there in the first place. And like I said, you think you know everything, but you don't. And it's really good. And if anything happens to that book, by the way, with your memory in it, you remember instantly, and that's a thing. This was good in that aspect. The romance as well was really good. I really enjoyed the romance. But that ending pissed me off. So this was gonna get a 4 stars. Like, at least a 4. I was going with that. And then, like, towards the ending, I was like, it's probably like a 3.5. Like, I'm not loving this right now. I was really enjoying it. But yeah, I'm like, so right now I'm just like not loving it. So 3.5, maybe 3.75. And then the ending happened, and it just cut off. And I'm like, that's the ending you're giving me? Ooh, I don't like that. So, yeah, that's the reason I gave it 3 stars. I could have given it lower, but I decided to just give it a 3 because I was enjoying it. I just wasn't loving it. And then, yeah. I was just really upset about it. But it is a gay romance. It's a male-male romance. I did love that. But, and I did love, like, the revelations and the discoveries. And I was just like, that's kind of good. I did really enjoy that. But, yeah. A lot of the people in this place are sick. I will say that. Oh, okay. Trigger warning. Okay. You need a trigger warning for animal death. That almost broke me. Also murder. I want to say that's it. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, those are the 2 that animal death, though, just kind of broke me. But yeah. Trigger warnings for that. Ultimately, it's a good book. I do recommend picking it up. But, it wasn't, like, it was good. It just wasn't amazing to me. Alright, lastly, we have Dragonsworn by Shirley Kenyon. It's the last of the 3 stars. And, the reason this got 3 stars is because I didn't love the romance. Like, towards the end, I thought it was good, but, like, it was this big chunk of it that I'm like, I just don't care. This one follows Falcon and Medea. And Medea is the granddaughter of Apollo. She's pretty much a villain. Falcon is a dragon shifter who just doesn't take any shit. And if he doesn't like you, well, he really holds a grudge. And he could be an asshole, but he's not really a villain. She's a villain, but she doesn't act like one. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this at all. Like, I really, really don't. I was just like a little upset about that. And with a lot of the Dragon Shifter ones, I don't, like, love them. Though, the one before, Dragon Mark, I think it was a 4-star. I actually really like that one. Actually, I think Max's book might have been a 4-star too, but it was like a lower 4-star. Could have also been a 3-star. I don't even remember. But yeah, like, I'm just not loving the characters in this as much as I wanted to. I thought, hey, it's dragons. I'm gonna love it. But for some reason, I'm not. Which is sad. Especially when I thought Falcon and Medea, I was like, yes, this is my book. Now, you did learn something in this book that was like, oh shit. So the next book is going to be absolutely amazing, which I'm pretty sure the next book for that would be Stygian. And I want to read Stygian really bad, but I'm putting that off because it's the last book in the main series. So I'm reading the King Arthur series, like that goes along with this one. And then there's also the Deadman's Cross one that kind of goes along with them. I'll probably end up just reading those. And then going to Stygian, which it'll be a lot of willpower because I really want to go into Stygian. Especially once I learned what was going on, I was like, oh shit. Oh, but yeah, this is pretty much, Apollo, was it Apollo? I think. Put a curse on everybody. Like all the daemons, which are like the enemies. There's a lot of enemies in this, but yeah, daemons are, they're not the true enemies, but yeah, they're like the main enemies you deal with. And they're all sick. They're all very sick. And Medea is trying to find a cure to save, her family and all the other daemons. So, yeah, it's pretty much what they're going for. And Falcon is, I don't remember what Falcon was doing there. Well, I know Medea needs Falcon, but I don't remember what they were doing exactly. But yeah, 3 stars. I wish I loved it more. Alright, 4 stars. Okay, so first 4-star is Daddy by Jack Harbin. And it's an interracial romance. It says it right on there. This one follows Mateo, who is, I want to say he's Hispanic, right? It's been a little while since I read it, but I really did enjoy it. We follow Mateo, who lives in a poor household. I think it's only him and his mom that are kind of bringing the money in. And then they have there's other children that, needs to be taken care of as well. Mateo, I believe, is in high school. Pretty sure he's like a senior in high school or something. Something like that. Now I can't remember. Mateo's father has Alzheimer's and is slowly losing his mind, which is very sad. It's heartbreaking, actually. So Mateo really needs some money to, provide for his family, and his best friend ends up signing him up to be a sugar baby. And he ends up meeting Arthur, who is, the sugar daddy. Now, Arthur is not an asshole, which is really good. He's just a very rich guy, and he wants to take care of, he just wants to take care of people, or take care of somebody. And he ends up finding Mateo, and he ends up, really liking him and just really wanting to take care of him financially and hopefully sexually, which it does end up being a sexual relationship. Now, this is a bit of an age gap. I know Mateo is 18. I think he's a senior in high school, but he could actually be just starting college. So I could be wrong about that. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I hope. Actually, he could be a senior in high school because I think there's a graduation. Now I can't remember at all. Okay. Well, yeah, I do know he is 18. So there is that. But yeah, it is a bit of an age gap. I actually really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was much better than The Arrangement, which was also a sugar baby / sugar daddy romance. Not even. It wasn't even a romance. It was just like a thriller. But yeah, this was a much better setup for that. So there's that. Next up is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. So this one, we follow Nina, who works in a bookstore. She's on a team for a trivia quiz bowl kind of thing. What's it called? And like she has her life like set up, kind of. She has everything scheduled. And then one day, a lawyer walks into her bookstore and tells her that her father died. Nina has never met her father. She never even knew who her father was. Her mother just said nothing. Actually, her mother, yeah. I think she even said it could be one of a few guys, because her mother's very promiscuous and goes off and, travels and everything and is never really around. Not even for Nina. So yeah, the mother is not a great person. I don't really like the mother at all. So Nina, she finds out she has a father who just passed, and she finds out she has like a whole bunch of like siblings and nieces and nephews, and it's a big family. The father really liked to get around. He had many wives, so there was that. There's also a romance with a person from a rival trivia team. I really liked Nina. She is quirky. I think she has anxiety. I really liked her. I really gelled with her. There were a lot of things that I was like, that could be me. There were times where I was like, girl, you're killing me right now. Like, just stop. Because she's very set in her way. She has her schedule and she doesn't like to go out of that, which I understand. I do. She's very OCD like that, and I understand that. I do. But it was also like, girl, it's okay. Just go for it. But yeah, like, there are times where I'm like, if I feel like my schedule is being veered off in any way, I can get a little crazy like that. But then, like, I calm down and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's fine. I can just move things around and I'll be okay. She can't do that. Which, again, is understandable. She's set in her ways. It's okay. But, yeah, there were just times I'm like, girl. The bookstore she's working in also is, it's in danger of closing. The owner keeps dodging the landlord, so she doesn't have to pay the rent. So there is that. It's really good. I laughed a lot. I smiled. I wanted to love it more, but it was okay. It's a 4-star read, and I really did enjoy it. I did listen to the audiobook, and the audiobook is actually pretty good. So, I highly recommend. Alright, next up, we have one more before that one. Alright, we have another book by Jack Harbin, and that is Meet Cute Club. And it's about, what's his name? A guy named, I want to say Jack. No, a guy named Jordan. I wanted to say Jack. Jordan runs a book club. It's a romance book club, which I love. And he ends up going to the bookstore to buy the books, and there's a new person working there by the name of Rex. Rex sees the romance books and is like, really? You read romance? And right there, I'm like, fuck off, Rex. Just no. And, yeah, I hate the stereotype that romance isn't good or isn't, like, a good read, and I'm just like, no. I'm not ashamed that I read romance, okay? But Rex, ends up going to, did I mention Jordan runs a book club? Okay, yeah, probably not. Jordan runs a romance book club, and he ends up buying the books for the book club and for his people, and that's how he meets Rex, who's a dick. And then so Rex ends up getting into this book club and finding out what it's like, and him and Jordan are like hitting it off. Like, Rex isn't ashamed to be like, yeah, Jordan, you're hot, I like you. And Jordan is like, you don't like my romance books, so I don't like you, but in time it'll be okay. And it was really cute. I give it 4 stars. I really liked it. Next up we have, or the last 4-star read, we have Archangel's Heart by Nalini Singh. This one is it's another Elena and Raphael book. I can't really talk too much about it because it's part of a series. It's like I want to say like the 10th or 11th book in the series. Yeah, I think this is like 9 or 10 maybe. And I enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars. This isn't my favorite. I know they're dealing with the Archangel Lease. That's all I'm going to say. It was good. Wasn't one of my favorites. But I love Elena and Raphael. I really do. So, there's that. Alright, next up we finally have the 5-star books. Okay, so for my first 5-star book, I have Becoming by Michelle Obama. I got the audiobook from the library. I was finally approved for it, or not approved, I was finally given it after so long of waiting. And I listened to it. I only had like so many days to listen to it because I had to go back to the library. But it was so good. It was so worth the read. I loved it. I love her voice. I love her relationship with Barack. I loved learning how they meet and just how their relationship grew. I loved learning about Michelle's childhood, and she grew up in Chicago. I'm from Illinois. I'm right outside Chicago pretty much. And I loved everything about this book. I love Michelle Obama. I love Barack Obama. I love their family. I think they're just really, really good people, and it was just really nice to learn about more about their family that I didn't already know. And I know there's going to be a show for this, and I can't wait for that. I don't know how that show is going to be like, but yeah, I've heard there's going to be like a Netflix show or something for this book, and I'm really intrigued for it. I'm really excited. Essay. Okay. Next up we have The King by J.R. Ward. This one follows Wrath and Beth again. They were the 2 main from the first book, and we're getting them again. Wrath is in danger of losing his throne, though he doesn't know it, and Beth wants a child, and Wrath doesn't. So they're fighting for that, or they're fighting over that. It's so good. It's so good. I love this book. It's just fantastic. Like, the angst, the drama, the romance, it's just all so good. And I love seeing all of my characters. What else can I say? This is like book 12. No, this is actually like, I want to say it's like 15 or 16 maybe. Could be totally wrong. It is book 12. Why did I think it was anything higher? But yeah, this is book 12, so, I mean, it just continues on. It's so good. I highly recommend the series. Black Dagger Brotherhood series. Highly recommend. Alright, next up, we have The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. This is a reread. I really loved this the first time. I gave it 5 stars. Second time was no different. I give it 5 stars. This is about a girl named Paige, and her boyfriend Aaron died a couple years back, I want to say. And they were only dating for 2 months. She barely knew the guy, but now her life has changed. She's known as the guy's girlfriend, the guy who died's girlfriend. I don't know how to say it. And everyone feels sorry for her and pities her, and she just can't take it. But she also is dealing with trauma because of that. Because of, her boyfriend Aaron, who died. He drowned. And she's dealing with, post-traumatic stress. She's dealing with trauma. She can't go in the water. It's just, she can't. She ends up meeting, she's still crushing on this guy named Ryan. It's been a couple years since Aaron died. They were only together for 2 months. But she's always had a crush on this guy named Ryan, and now he's newly single. And she really wants to get with him, so she ends up befriending his cousin Max in order to get closer to Ryan, which I thought was kind of shitty, but it's okay. Like, it gets brought up. It's not something that gets just swept under the rug. No, this is something that gets, talked about. And that only happens for like a little bit, and then she realizes that, she's really like, she really likes Max as a friend, and then maybe more, and she realizes that her and Ryan aren't ever going to be together, so, it's not going to happen. So like, it's right after, pretty much, so that's why I'm like, it's okay, it's not that bad. But yeah, just the friendship between Paige and Max is just so cute, and their growing relationship is just so cute, and I absolutely love it. And I love this book. I love that it deals with, topics that are hard to talk about. I love that it has this beautiful friendship / romance, and her friend group in here is also really great. It's just a group of 4 girls that are like best friends, and I loved it. And then Max and Ryan kind of just get thrown into that. It's just great. I really love this book. There's also a trivia quiz bowl team that Max and Paige are part of, and it's just so damn good. 5 stars. Alright, lastly, my favorite book of June was The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Are you surprised? I love T.J. Klune. I love his books. I'm so happy that Jess from Peace Love Books recommended Wolfsong to me, and that just started my love of T.J. Klune. That was earlier this year. And this is his newest book, and this one follows, what's his name? My God, Linus. This one follows Linus, who works for what is it called? The department in charge of magical youth. So there are a lot of kids around that have magical abilities. Linus works for the government, apparently, that governs these kids and makes sure that they are being taken care of and being handled correctly. And Linus ends up getting a job. Why does it keep doing that? He ends up getting a case that he has to go to this island where this orphanage is, and there are a group of kids being taken care of by a man named Arthur, right? Yes. I just wanted to make sure, because there's a couple Arthurs in this, in the books that I've been reading. A man named Arthur, and they want to make sure that these kids, because one of them just so happens to be the Antichrist, are being taken care of and handled correctly. There's also a romance between Linus and Arthur, which is just beautiful, and I love it. I love a good male-male romance. It's just so damn good. And I love the kids. The kids are freaking amazing. They make me laugh, they make me smile, they make me cry. Like, Lucifer, the Antichrist, is probably my favorite. Though there is also a boy named Chauncey. I want to say his name is Chauncey. I don't know what he is, but he wants to be a bellhop, and that's the cutest thing ever. And then there's a little wyvern named, I want to say Theodore. Man, I could be wrong, but I want to say it is. And he just has like a little hoard of like coins and buttons, and it's just so cute. And then there's Sal, who I want to say is like a werewolf, something like that. He turns into a dog, something like that. And he's just so like shy, and he's been bouncing back and forth, or like to so many different orphanages that he's afraid of losing his home. Like, he's finally found a home here, and he's afraid of losing it, because if Linus doesn't feel like, everything is being taken care of, or like is being handled correctly, he could shut them down and send everybody somewhere else. And I know. And there's Talia, who's a gnome, and I love her. And she's a really rare female gnome. And then there's Fee, who is she's a sprite, right? No. like, she's a nymph? No? Something like that. She's like a forest sprite or something like that. And they're just, I love them all, okay? I love all the kids. This is like a found family. It's just so freaking beautiful, and it's so good that I love this book so much. In the very beginning, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. You know, it's like, why does this keep happening? I don't know if I'm really gonna like this book, but I'm gonna try. And then, like, once I finally found out, like, all the kids and, you know, like, who they are, and I just, like, I was like, okay, I'm in love. Like, that's it. It's 5 stars. Don't care. It's 5. I love this book so much. So, yeah, that's it for me today, guys. That was my wrap-up. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, because there was only 12. But yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again with another video. Bye. Happy reading.